Hello and welcome to this special live broadcast of Truth versus Hype, trying to make sense of the government's tax maze. Now, confronted with more and more evidence that demonetisation may have dented the economy, from a big drop in the RBI's dividend or profit to the government, to reports suggesting post-Notebandi job losses, the government has put out a confusing jumble of numbers to show that demonetisation has actually led to a surge in India's tax base. The Prime Minister in his Independence Day speech says that 56 lakh people filed personal income tax returns after Notebandi, a big jump from the same period last year. The latest economic survey says 5.4 lakh new taxpayers after Notebandi. An earlier release says 41% increase in advance tax collections. The Finance Minister suggesting 91 lakh new taxpayers were added as a result of demonetisation. 56 lakhs. 5.4 lakhs, 91 lakhs. What's the correct number? What sense do we make of it? The government, to clarify, has issued a fresh release basically saying that these numbers are accurate but have been arrived at by slicing different data sets at different time periods. So what we're going to try to do tonight is to not look at this selective slicing of data and take a longer view to see if indeed Notebandi has produced some kind of tax revolution, or has it actually hurt the economy? Let's look at those claims closely to see if they measure up. Starting with the Prime Minister's claim that returns filed by individuals is up 56 lakhs. In other words, from 2.23 crores last year to 2.8 crores, a rise of 25%. Now, if you look at previous years, for the entire year in the same category, this is what you get. Those numbers are up on the screen. 3.21 crores in FY 2015, 15% up from the previous year. In 2016, it goes to 4.1 crore, up 27%. So even in the year or even before Notebandi, it's gone up to 27%. And then in the last financial year, it's 4.88 crores, up 19% if you take the whole year. So again, nothing to suggest that there's been a massive jump due to demonetisation. So in 2016, like I said, before the Notebandi, there's a 27% increase and no indication that this is Notebandi linked. Now, if you look at now the overall tax returns, not just the individual ones that the Prime Minister mentioned, once again, no proof of a Notebandi surge. Just look at that graph. In fact, it climbs to nearly 40%, ironically, in the UPA years and dips in the initial NDA years before again picking up. Let's now look at the next claim by the economic survey that about 5.4 lakh additional taxpayers were added post demonetisation, which the survey says might not have happened otherwise.
On the income tax side, we see something like 5 or more lakh new individual income taxpayers after demonetisation.
Okay, now this is an increase of 45% over the same period in the previous year. But is 5.4 lakhs significant enough to register a big jump in the overall number of taxpayers? No, says the economic survey itself, claiming that it just amounts to a very small fraction of new taxpayers, just 1%. So let's look at the overall data of new taxpayers. And again, the numbers do not suggest any big jump. 76 lakhs added in 14-15, and then subsequent to that 63 lakhs added in 15-16, and then 80.7 lakhs added in 16-17. So again, showing more a steady increase and nothing to suggest a big boost because of Notebandi. Now let's move to the Finance Minister's claim of 91 lakh taxpayers added to the tax net. It was a suggestion that it was due to demonetisation. We had debunked that claim when he had spoken about it last May, showing that it was for the whole year 2016-17, not just after demonetisation. The latest government release accepts this, but the economic survey shows a different number for the same period, as we just saw. The Eco survey says 80.7 lakh new taxpayers were added in 16-17. And the Finance Minister, of course, saying that it's 91 lakhs. Now, the release says that the economic survey data is for a different period and a different type of taxpayer, but we actually have got the printout from the economic survey, and it doesn't appear to be that different. It just says that this is 80.7 lakhs are new taxpayers. So who's right? The Finance Ministry, the Economic Survey? We simply don't know. And finally, let's look at the claim of an earlier government release showing an increase in advance tax collections. Again, this is a surprising data point to make much of. A more substantial way of looking at an impact on tax collection would be to look at the total direct taxes, which also include advance taxes. A jump in advance tax collection does not necessarily translate into an equivalent jump for the figure for direct taxes. So why would the IT department only cherry pick advance tax for an unspecified period? Well, the answer may lie in the data for direct taxes, which shows a steady year-on-year growth since 2011 to 2012. And once again, it's interesting to see that the numbers actually dip once the NDA comes to power in those 2 years, 15 and 16, and then start picking up. So once again, nothing to suggest that there has been any kind of surge thanks to demonetization. Well, joining me tonight to debate this, Sunil Alagh, independent marketing consultant and member of FICCI, Dr. Abhishek Singhvi, Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress, Mahesh Vyas, Managing Director and CEO of the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, and N.K. Venu, Senior Journalist and one of the editors at The Wire. Sunil Alagh, if I can begin by asking you, all governments slice and dice data to make the numbers look better, but this is something else altogether.
No, as far as I'm concerned, whether it's 81 lakhs or 91 lakhs doesn't make any difference. I mean, if you're looking at that figure, the percentages don't matter to me, because if the base is increasing, then the absolute numbers become important. 20% over a base of 100 is 20, 20% over a base of 1,000 becomes something else. So right. As far as I'm concerned, you have to look at not whether it's 81 or 91 lakhs, and I think we should ask the government to give a clear picture and a clear figure. I agree with you on that there should be a clear figure and there should be contradiction on figures.
No, but to the wider point,
the impact of demonetization. One second, can I just finish? Impact of
No, I'm saying that the wider point.
Go ahead. What is the wider point you want to state? Yeah.
I'm saying that that to the wider point that the government is making when putting out these figures is to show that there's actually been some kind of big boost in India's tax base or tax collection because of demonetization. But as all the data suggests, and you know, we've just run through all of it, there's no such great increase or surge. This is just the natural steady growth of India's tax base.
See, look, as far as all the regular taxpayers of higher income brackets were before the demonetization and after the demonetization is not going to change. It's the basic base below which was not paying taxes which will be required to look at. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have the data with me. So let's not look at all the big guys who are paying taxes. I'm one of them who was already paying taxes before demonetization, and I continue to pay it. So we have to be excluded from that figure, and you have to look at, is there an increase of non-tax paying people, of non-tax paying people earlier who've started filing returns. And that's the figure that I would like to look at to evaluate whether demonetization has worked or not.
Well,
you know, if you really want to slice figures, then that should be the real figure to look at.
Okay, but
look, how many new taxpayers has come in, you know?
Yeah, but
we never paid taxes in their life before.
But we put that figure out, and Abhishek Singhvi, come in on this. We put out the figure of new taxpayers because that's the number the government keeps citing, and the addition of new taxpayers, Abhishek Singhvi, from 76 lakhs in 2014 to 63 lakhs in 2015 to 80 lakhs in 2016 does not seem to suggest that there's been any great increase. It just shows us a steady growth.